Well, alright guys, here we are at yet another Goodwill. I swear I do shop at other stores, but just so happens, I've been to a bunch of Goodwills recently. This one on the border of Pennsylvania and Delaware. I was actually headed to Delaware, so I had to hit it up, see what they had. I found some good deals here in the past. As you can see, an okay amount of stuff. Last time I was here, they had much more stuff, and this is a very hit or miss Goodwill. Sometimes they have a lot, sometimes they have not much, and this was just kind of average. But they did some cool stuff. I mean, there's things like Tron. There's an HD DVD. That's always cool to see. I mean, very common, but very cool. Incredibles. That's awesome, but I already had this stuff. Didn't need it. Same thing with Fantastic Four on Blu-ray. I had that as well. Did not need it. There's some Teddy Ruxpin there. I mean, a lot of really cool stuff, but unfortunately, a lot of really cool stuff that I already have, like this here. I love these 4-film favorite sets, but I do have that as well. Did not need that. Things like, I think I looked at Dodgeball. Yeah, there's Dodgeball there. Again, have it. Have that on Blu-ray. Didn't need it. Saw, I'm always looking for Saws. Oh, and I like how I died for the Frasier, but I already had that season. I didn't need that. I don't know why I just dove for that. I darted for that one, but I already have it. Same thing with Miami Vice. I had that season as well. I only have season 1 of Miami Vice, but that's what that was, so I didn't need it. I saw the Disney logo. I had to check it out, but I have no idea who Wendy Wu is, so I did pass on that. And plenty of VHS. Look, some Titanic, the super rare Titanic. But this was cool. Grease and Grease 2 box set on VHS. That's pretty neat. I was pretty intrigued by that. $2. I was definitely interested in that. And just plenty more very common VHS. Nothing I really needed to grab. Plenty of Disney clamshells, other clamshells. But again, all the stuff I had, did not need to grab any of that. But this was pretty interesting. Look at this, guys. Some games. So I found one Game Boy Advance game. It happened to be a game I don't have, sort of. I'll talk about that in the pickups video. But look at all these. These are Game Gear games for $3 a piece. Pretty cool. Now, I had no interest in these as I don't collect for the Game Gear. I have no plans to. I only collect for the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. But these are just really neat. Not something I ever come across. I just thought they were pretty cool. Had to check them out, show you guys what they had. I did look around the store because I was curious if they had a Game Gear. Again, I wasn't going to pick it up. I had no interest. But I was just curious what the price on it would have been. I looked around. They did not actually have the Game Gear, just the games. But pretty neat, nevertheless, to come across Game Gear games. And an 8-track. How often do you come across 8-tracks? Not too often. No CDs I wanted to pick up. Their CD selection was lacking. Nothing I needed to grab there. And this I had to pick up. This is only $1 for that. I've never seen this movie. I know nothing about it, but had to grab that. It was interesting. And just some other stuff I already have, so I didn't have to grab any of that. And of course, looking through the case, and look at these guys. Dick Tracy action figures. I had a bunch of those back in the days. Those were cool. $15, I passed, but those are pretty neat. I was definitely interested in those. And of course, I had to look through all the rest of the toys they had. Nothing that really intrigued me, but there was something that I was tempted to pick up, and that was this. Hercules. Look at his face. That is just creepy. I don't know what I would have done with it, but that was awesome. And also, definitely had to check out the electronics section. Unfortunately, once again, a bust. Nothing I needed to grab. Just some power supply boxes and a lot of things to hook an iPod up to. Lots of iPod docks. Many of those here. It was insane. But there actually was an iPod dock I was interested in. And it was actually pretty cool. But here it is. I don't really know much about it. CD player on top. Dock on the bottom. But what intrigued me was this screen. I wonder if that screen plays video or not. If I hooked my iPod up to it and had video on my iPod, would it play on that screen? I don't know. I might have bought it if I had known that answer, but I wasn't sure, so I did pass on it. And as I'm leaving, I walk past some clearance section, and I see some VHS, and right on top here, Robin Hood, the last of the Masterpiece Collection titles I needed. It's actually a variation, but I needed to get that. It was 50 cents. Definitely had to pick it up. So here's everything I grabbed. Not a huge haul, but definitely some interesting stuff, and I paid barely anything for all this. So definitely some good pickups. Very glad I stopped by. It was on my way anyway, so I had to go and see what they had. So, alright guys, that is it. Like always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for an upcoming daily sickness video where we'll take a look at everything I picked up, and probably some other stuff I grabbed from some other stores as well. So, see you then guys. Bye.